All right, so today I have a special surprise. As many of you know, I don't own a whole lot of digital cameras. I recently did an article on my Canon S9 V, but I'm a film guy through and through. However, this is the digital camera that I've been wanting for a while. And I thought I would walk us through unpackaging what I just received from eBay and talk a little bit about what I'm looking for and why I bought this camera. So the camera I was able to get, it's kind of like packed like it's from the future here. I was able to get a really complete kit, which made me really happy. So I don't have to spend a tremendous amount of time searching for some of the accessories that I wanted. Is a CCD based camera. First off, it's also 10 megapixels and it's also from right around 2011. Anybody have an idea what it might be? Oh. What if I told you it was a Ricoh GR lots of accessories, GR-D4. So this is a real legendary cult style camera. It is the last of the Ricoh GR series that had a CCD in it. All right, so if I open the box, what's really interesting, as I said, this camera has only taken 290 some shots on its shutter count. So everything looked really clean in the photographs when I purchased it. Let's see how it looks here. Okay, all of this is fine. Got our manuals. I'm sure at some point I'll be bored and read those. We have our cables for connecting for audio video. Don't ever need those. We have a cable for downloading directly from the camera. I'm never going to use that. We have a battery charger. And I purchased some more batteries today on Amazon. These, what is this one? It's a DB65. 2 batteries with the charger was 20 bucks, kind of hard to beat. You know, real simple, sort of standard way of charging the camera. You know, my thing with digital cameras is you can never have too many batteries. A never used wrist strap. I won't be using this one. I have something a little nicer that I'm going to use. And then the camera itself, as I said, looked incredibly clean. So let's hope it is, and it is. I mean, it literally looks brand new. It's got a protector screen already on the display on the back. Everything about it looks really nice. Battery compartment opens. It came with a 32 gigabyte card, so basically a lot of shooting. And if I grab a battery and put it in the camera, let's see if it turns on. And we're in business. Camera powered right up. Screen looks great and clear. So yeah, so far so good. One thing about these kind of cameras, and this also holds true for my Canon S9 V, is these lenses that go back and forth are a delicate thing, and you want to protect them as much as you can. On the Canon, by adding this neutral density filter on the end, I am putting a little bit of pressure on the lens, minimal, but you know, over time, I'm not quite sure how that's going to function. Whereas on this camera, what I got really excited about, I'm going to show you how this works, was that they have the ability to put different lenses and different setups on the front of the camera. So this little ring here on the outside comes off, save that somewhere. And then I have an adapter that looks like this. Is the GH2, and it's got, you know, pins right there that connect to the pins right here. You just line it up like this, click, and it locks into place. Now, what's nice is I can put a hood on the front of this, but this also has a 43 millimeter filter thread. So I got what came with the camera, a B+W 43 millimeter UV. I'll be swapping this out for a variable neutral density in a day or two. But what's nice about this now is that fragile lens environment is now contained within a more dust-proof, weatherproof environment, and I'm not likely to accidentally hit the lens in any way, shape, or form because it's within this protective housing. Now, of course, this does make the form factor of the camera bigger. I mean, it's definitely a bigger form factor, but that doesn't bother me. In some cases, I find that these cameras are too small for my hands, and I like something a little bit larger to hold on to. It also comes with a really nice hood, and the hood, if I remember correctly, has a detent here and here, and locks in place. So that's the setup. That's pretty slick. You know, it can stand like this on a table. It sits nicely like this. It gives me a little bit more to hold on, to, and I should be able to turn my variable neutral density filter or even put one a little bit bigger on. I'll have to figure out what I want to do. But what I really was intrigued by on this camera is the layout and design. I'm going to do a full review of it, but you know, Ricoh didn't change much on this camera since the very first model, the GR. I mean, they've kept the controls and everything in pretty much the same spot, and it's a real testament to a well thought out, well designed digital camera body. Once again, this is only 10 megapixels, but I have a really strong feeling this is going to be an excellent 10 megapixels to work with. So stay tuned. I'll do a full review of this probably within a week or so here, and I'll do some comparisons once again, of course, with the Canon S9 V, and maybe I'll throw a few other cameras in the mix if I can get a hold of an M11P and a few other things again. Maybe we'll do some side-by-sides with that. Thank you very much for listening. Now go shoot some film.